is DUANE KOYAWENA, and I do a lot of art. This year, we were at the Center for Southwest Studies in Durango, Colorado with Pivot. Along with that came the pop-up with Brandy's. I work on a behavioral health inpatient unit. The walls were very bare. We couldn't hang pictures on the walls, no frames, nothing hanging. I had asked my boss if it would be possible if I got a group of artists together, if we could do some murals for people that, that are struggling or need some help. They thought that these pieces would be able to help brighten their stay on our unit. So another thing that I do is doing a lot of speaking with kids, doing motivational talks, talking about my artwork, talking about my struggles. Today, to be an artist, I really feel like I'm able to be a positive role model and helping younger artists find their path, but also be a good positive role model for our Hopi people.
Every year starts with the Viola Awards, usually for me. So I always do all the videos for the Viola Awards. I'm rolling on my cameras right now. Then COVID hit, and things kind of got strange for video, honestly. A lot of videos for the city, kind of communicating where they were at. I did all of the Symphony's digital series. MoCAF, we started a series called Creative of the Month. It documents upcoming and maybe underrepresented artists in Flagstaff. And then the Arts Council and the curator and kind of producers behind Parched approached me about doing a documentary for the Parched exhibit, which I was thrilled to do. I love filming the arts. I love filming dance. I love filming painters. I mean, basically anything. I think there's just some kind of creative synergy that I just lock into when I'm filming with an artist that speaks to me. Video, especially nowadays, and especially during COVID, can really kind of communicate the depth that Flagstaff has, and I just try and capture that.
Saints, Martyrs, and Muses is an art installation that I created around Day of the Dead, and it was inspired by the traditions of the Day of the Dead. I've been doing a community ofrenda, I think ever since the early 2000s, and this year there was no space to have an ofrenda. I didn't want to encourage people to congregate anywhere that would be dangerous or risky. So I just decided I'm going to put this installation in my front yard and hopefully people will enjoy it. It was a chance for the community at large to really kind of have an experience, cathartic experience to kind of process that loss and appreciate the lives that have been lived. For this specific event, I felt like I was creating a ritual for people, and mainly what I did was create the space to do it and created 6 of the images and put together the start of the ofrenda, but people really were invited to add to it, and they did add to it and made it really beautiful and personal.
I'm the head of the production crew, so basically I'm the one that basically kind of starts organizing and putting it all, figuring out what we need to do in order to pull this show off. It was kind of my birthday, Benny was actually the last show.
Scotty J and his birthday, yes!
It was a benefit for the food bank. 3 bands play. We raised about $4,000 all said and done. And at that point, I didn't really know what was going on. I mean, I was aware that something was happening out in the world, but I didn't really realize how serious it was. By the 1st of April, they had kind of said to me, what do you know about web streaming? To which I replied, pretty much nothing. I assume it has something to do with cameras and computers. We did our first one the first weekend of May, and my stomach was in my chest because we were hitting play, and I was like, I have no idea this might work, this might not. So we basically were doing web streams every weekend, pretty much up until November. I just saw this need that we needed to keep producing music one way or another. We weren't sure how, I was trying to keep the ship afloat.
Terror Birds. Our mission is to educate and empower youth through gardening to help prepare them as stewards of a sustainable future. So basically we lead school garden programs, the community garden program with the city of Flagstaff, and we have a youth green collar jobs program. The idea that naturally kids benefit from and thrive on a relationship with nature, and nature can be right outside the school door. Terra Birds partners with the City of Flagstaff Sustainability Division, managing the Community Garden Network. And I will say that during the pandemic, the community garden interest in growing food really thrived and went up. So the community garden program was a particularly important program last year. It's important to steward what we have here and to perpetuate it and protect it. And a lot of young people get to explore the outdoors, but a lot of people don't always have that support. Bringing the natural world into school grounds and making that possible for all young people, hopefully, is part of our goal.